What do they call Colleen Hoover fans?
I'm going to assume that because, coho.
Coho.
Coheads?
That sounds like conehead. And I don't want to be a conehead.
Oh, is that what you are?
That felt very like, am I?
I don't know. Cohorionators. Isn't that like a thing? Like for a while, the fans were always called eaters.
Thank you.
What does that even mean?
I don't know where that started. Was it Ariana?
Selenators. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Selenianators. I feel like there's just so much. Wait, we need to come up with one for ours.
Book fixinators.
Fixinators. Oh, wait.
That's kind of cute, actually.
Coin it. TM.
I'm just kidding. I don't actually really like it. Like, I don't like
no, yeah, me neither.
I don't like the eaters. I don't know. Ariana she hates it.
Really?
Ariana Grande has.
Well, didn't she come up with it?
No.
These are my Ariana chicas.
Ariana amigas. No, her initial fandom name was Tiny Elephants, but the media turned it into Arianators for some reason.
Isn't
Fun fact of the day.
Oh, whoa. Okay. Thank you for watching. That was it. Going back to Coho, if someone told me that my nickname was like Coho in like an endearing way, I think I would sue. I don't think I would want that.
Yeah, I don't think I would want that either.
Because ours would be like Bofi.
Bofi? Wait.
The Bofi girls.
Bofi, that's kind of...
Or Phoebo, if they did it backwards.
No.
Bofi's better.
Bofi's so much cuter.
Bofi's girls.
Why does it sound like that?
I'm gonna cry. We watched the Colleen Hoover It Ends With Us trailer.
Yeah, we hadn't seen it together, but
No.
I had watched it, I think the day it came out because my coworker brought it up to me. Can I be honest? I didn't remember anything that I saw because I think she was talking to me and I was also working at the same time. So
You blocked it out.
Blocked it out, yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't remember when I witness art. So
I remember the beginning scene though with the lights turning.
Okay. I feel like I just watched the whole
movie.
Right?
That's what I
thing.
thought, yeah. I hate trailers like that that'll just tell you the whole thing. I want them to be like short, concise, have me thinking like, what the fuck is this movie about?
And I kind of feel like the point of that book was for you to also fall in love with Ryle, wasn't it? So that it makes it harder to be like, oh, how do you let go? That's what it had felt like. But now that everyone knows the ending, it's kind of just like, why do I have to watch this?
But don't you think that if it was marketed as a romance, then it would be more problematic? Because
I mean, it's problematic just coming out. Maybe it should just... The only ones coming out right now should be anyone during Pride Month.
You're right.
Because Pride Month is a beautiful month.
Yeah, it is.
But instead we get this. I don't know if I can say the S word right now. This.
It's too soon, I think.
I can't believe it.
I'm shocked.
I just...
So wait, so how did you feel about the trailer? Were you excited? Were you just I remember that scene from the book.
This just feels like a lot of actors and actresses who read the book all were like, hey... We got a little bit of extra money. Like a little pocket change.
Crowdfunded? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it just kind of feels like they were all came... Because wasn't it Blake Lively who produced this?
Oh, I have no idea.
I think it was. And she wanted to be Lily. And then she kind of just gathered everyone and this movie.
I don't want to be mean. I love Blake Lively, but that is not who I pictured.
No.
As Lily.
I think the only one that I think looks like who I thought they would look like is Ryle's sister. Played by Marcel the Shell. I don't know her actual name, but she played Marcel the Shell. That's it. Everyone else, Atlas? Who the fuck is that man? That's a grown-ass man.
Yeah.
No. That's not who I imagined. Yeah, but it's just...
Very deep.
Whoa, dude.
Very deep.
It's like he's here with me. Ask me to flip the cookies.
Flip the fucking cookies.
I'm always an Atlas supporter, but I don't think I am right now.
Oh.
You know I love Atlas. Our fallen angel. Wait. Yeah. No.
Yeah. No. It's because we were making a joke that in the second book they made him too perfect or flawless or whatever. He was the voice of reason.
Yeah. Do you think he will be in this movie? Because it kind of seems like
no.
It kind of seems like there is gonna be no flaws in Atlas, like the book, and they're just gonna be like, oh, how can you not choose him? I don't know. I don't like the way that it's turning out. And I don't know if you read the comments, but one of them was like, I've heard of this book and I've never known what it was about. Everyone really hyped up a book that was about DV. Like,
yeah. We should look at the comments.
Okay.
Let's react to the comments under the It Ends With Us movie trailer.
Oh, never mind. Justin Baldoni directed this and he's the one playing Ryle.
Oh, okay. You know what it is, though? I mean, this book was huge. So I feel like as a movie producer, or if you're just like in the movie business, you must see this and feel like, oh, we have to produce it. There's so many fans.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. We didn't even talk about the casting. Are they going to cast her? Are they going to cast Ellen DeGeneres?
Oh, my God. I don't know. Is Ellen still canceled?
Yeah, she's not great. I know that after the show had gone off, she made a comment like, "No, I'm choosing not to come back." And everyone was like, "Oh, that's just not true, Ellen."
Yeah.
Why are you lying?
It is really sad, all of the things that came out about Ellen, because she was so like, she would always preach about being kind to others, right? And then for her to just be like not kind to her guests.
Yeah.
I honestly had no idea what was going on with Ellen DeGeneres, but I thought, you know how there's always like a spin? I feel like the media spins stories pretty well. So I really thought that she would have found a way to be like, no, but look at all these other great things I did. Forget about that.
Yep.
Look at all these amazing things that I've done in my life.
Oh my gosh. I think they're going to cut that completely out. I think it's just going to be Blake Lively living in her moment.
It would be funny if she was still an Ellen fan, though.
Isn't Blake Lively? Aren't they friends?
I have no
I
idea.
feel like they would be friends because I feel like Ryan Reynolds and Ellen DeGeneres are very similar.
Similar people?
Yeah.
Maybe. I'm not sure. What else did the comments say?
Everyone's talking about the Taylor Swift song that's playing. It's just people really excited for the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, good for them.
Okay.
Do you think this movie's going to pop off?
I think so. I think it'll do pretty well. Are you going to watch it? Let me rephrase that. Are we watching it?
Let me rephrase that. When are we watching it? I feel like if it's for the podcast, yeah.
I feel
let's go on like Dollar Tuesday or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like when it's cheaper.
Yep. The movie theater.
Maybe pirate it.
They have a $5 day, and that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go on a $5 day.
Okay.
When no one's there, I'm gonna have my big ass sunglasses.
Someone's gonna be there.
Is that Bofi? And it's like, oh, shit.
Shit, they caught me. I don't know. I feel conflicted because I want to see it, but
Coho is just so far up there, though. I don't know. When you think about other authors, like I think about Abby Jimenez. Because I had a conversation with our mutual friend the other day. And she was like, isn't it crazy that Abby Jimenez is also like, she also has like a daughter who's super big on TikTok and became viral for her mom locking her out. And then she was like, Mom, you locked me outside, but it's okay. I have my accordion. And she just starts playing.
That's so fucking cute.
But it's kind of like, that's so like normal. You know what I mean? Like, that's such a human thing. The fact that it's like, oh, Mom locked me out. I don't think... Does Coho have a door? Or is she just in a fucking cube? Like, I don't know. Like,
she's just transport inside.
Because so many authors that you and I have met or have seen or like things like that, they feel so human, you know? But I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? Because I've never seen a Coho interview. And I don't think I ever will.
I've never seen one either. And I don't know. I don't think that she is someone I want to watch anyway.
Yeah.
She's too out of our
But what if we
range.
take a stand and we just don't watch it?
Okay.
And then we do an episode and just fucking go for it. Fucking see if we get it right.
Live reaction. We react to it while we're watching it.
But we don't show it. So it's just us sitting in silence. It's just
we're gonna be
both
silent.
these girls sitting in silence. Yes.
Oh, do you think you'll be silent though?
Oh yeah. I mean, when I look at the sky and take its beauty in, I'm just doing it in silence.
Yeah.
Gotta do the same.
I do that too sometimes.
Okay, so I'm done talking about Coho. Honestly, do you think anything else that's not Coho can fix your life?
Yes, I just quickly want to say a quick shout out to Nicola Coughlan, the one who does Penelope on Bridgerton.
Why?
And Bella Hadid and Gigi Hadid, because they donated millions for the Palestine Fund. I also want to give a huge shout out to Kelani, Melissa Barrera, of course, and Macklemore, and The Weeknd, and just even Ariana Grande, that she posted it on her Instagram. And I think it's important for us to just keep talking about Palestine. We need to keep the momentum going until Palestine is free. So again, we're going to post the links again on our thing. Yes. Although that's kind of hard if you're watching us on Spotify, because I don't think you can open links,
yeah, but it's
right?
good to be aware too. Yeah, you can.
You can?
I can post it. I know
how. Okay, perfect. All right, so Cheli.
Yes.
Do you think going back to Freida McFadden's mind can fix your life?
Yes, I do.
Welcome to today's episode on the Book Fix podcast, a podcast where we fix lives one book at a time. I'm your host, Yajaira.
And I'm your host, Cheli. And like always, we are visiting an old friend. We've read almost 3,000 of her books.
No, so we read, the first one we did was Never Lie. Second one we did was The Housemaid. Third one we did was The Teacher. And now we're doing The Housemaid's Secret by Freida McFadden.
That's 4 books. That's the most we've ever done for anyone. So I'm very...
Well, is it?
I think so.
We did a lot of...
She's becoming our friend. We need to make
oh my God.
friendship bracelets for her.
Do you think that she would like vibe with us?
I have no idea. Honestly, I saw a picture of her the other day and I was like, that ain't her. The one that wrecked my life? No.
You know what? I feel like depending on what we say in this one will really determine our future.
You know, I
with
know
our friendship.
I know that. Whoa, okay. Well, okay, never mind. I'm not going to say anything then.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say we don't hide anymore what we both feel about this book. But I feel like you fucking love this book.
Okay.
I feel like you love it. I don't know. I just feel like you did.
Why? Because I wrote like pages and pages of notes.
Did you? Oh my God. That's an essay.
I wrote so many fucking notes. And but you know what's funny? I didn't even write the ending because I was like, it's fine.
Speechless.
It's fine. No,
you were speechless.
We'll talk about it.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm nervous. Okay,
so I just want to say that The Housemaid was so amazing. Like, it wrecked me, honestly.
Can you describe it, but like quick?
Oh my
God. What was it
God,
about?
Quick. It's about our main character, Millie, who is living a little rough in the beginning. She doesn't really have a home. She's living in her car. And so she's really trying to find a job. But because she has a criminal record, it's difficult for her. And so she gets this job interview with Nina. She's like... Nina Winchester.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, right? It is Nina.
Okay. I was like, Nia? Who the fuck is Nia?
Sorry.
No, it's fine. So she gets this job interview and it's Nina who's interviewing her. And in the beginning, they vibed off. It was great. And then Nina shows her this little fucking attic room. And she's like, if you get this job, this is where you're going to sleep. And it's just like busted in there. And
yeah.
But to Millie, like, think about it. She's been living in her car. So this is like paradise. She's really thinking, wow, this is where I want to be. And also the pay is a big bonus.
Yeah.
And so she gets hired and things just start derailing because Nina's character starts shifting. And it's like she starts to make her feel bad for forgetting things that she didn't even know that she was supposed to do. Or one thing will be like that her Nina's daughter is allergic to peanuts.
Yeah.
And then there was like a jar of a family size jar of peanut butter in the fucking kitchen. And what was the daughter's name again?
Cece.
Cece was she wanted lunch, and then Millie was gonna make her a peanut butter jelly sandwich, I think. And Cece went off on her and was like, are you trying to kill me?
Yeah.
You're trying to kill me. So it was just a lot of that. But then at the end, there was a huge twist. What was the twist, Cheli?
The twist basically was that the husband of the family, whose name was, you know what? Fuck his name.
Husband.
Because husband was basically kind of the only person with like a good head on his shoulders, I guess you could say. So this whole time Millie is falling for the husband, and plot twist, it turns out that the one who was like not in the right state of mind was the husband.
Yeah.
And it was the wife, Nina and Cece, trying to get out of that situation with the help of the gardener Enzo. Shout out to
Enzo.
But it's just so I really enjoy Freida McFadden's way of writing because it's so fucking easy to read, but it's also it's like low-key funny.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
So I really enjoyed it, and you did too. So we are going to talk about the second book, which is The Housemaid's Secret. Why are we talking about this book?
Dude, I just feel like it's crazy because we have been getting emails, I guess. Well, not a lot, just a couple.
Yeah.
Where people want to send us arcs. And shout out to Jess from Penguin House Publishing Group. They sent us an email basically saying if we could review The Housemaid is Watching, which is not even out yet. It comes out, I think, June 11th.
Yeah.
And so they sent us the book as an ebook. And that's why we decided to talk about this. So I'm really excited.
Yes. So we're going to be talking about this book today, but we are also going to be talking about the third book this week, later this week.
Yeah.
So why don't we go ahead and just get started, because I was so under the impression that The Housemaid, I'm just going to call it The Housemaid 2, because I'm not going to remember The Housemaid.
Secret.
The Housemaid's Secret. I thought this was going to pick up right where the first one left off. Like, I thought this book was going to be completely like, we're going to see Millie living a life of fucking crime, but it's okay because it's valid crime.
Well, remember how the first book ended? Like, she was getting interviewed by someone, and I remember her thinking like, oh, that life is behind me. I'm not going to do anything like that again. And then when she's getting interviewed by a woman, she notices that the woman has bruises. And so you kind of are left with the interpretation that, oh, she's going to keep doing this.
Yeah. And then even I think the woman at the end of that book is like, so are you going to help? And she slides a knife over. So, and then that's how it ends.
Yeah.
So it's assumed that that's kind of the life she continued. But this book starts not like that. It starts with a prologue, and it is the Tonight I Will Be Murdered. And as soon as it started like that, I was like, damn, Millie gets no break. Like, I
had
just
a feeling
started
it
this.
wasn't Millie, though, because remember the prologue of The Housemaid? It wasn't Millie.
No.
So I was like, this isn't Millie. Who the fuck is this?
No, but I just feel like death follows her.
Yeah.
This is like the unluckiest girl I've ever seen. But
And I just want to quickly mention that Millie is becoming kind of famous in like this group of women, you know, the women who have husbands who are unfavorable. And so because she's done this for a while now, people kind of like
Recommend
mention
her.
Yeah. If they notice that someone is dealing with a horrible husband.
But I thought in chapter 1 we were gonna see her like mid killing someone. Like, that's what I assumed.
Yeah.
But she's actually just working for this single mom. Her name is Amber. And she's not a killer. She's just like legit just a house cleaner. And she talks about how this rich mom just doesn't want to be a mom. Like, would rather do anything else.
Yeah, well, she's not really around her daughter, which her daughter, I think, is only a couple months old, and her name is Olive. And so Millie is trying to tell Amber, oh, I have to go to class, I have to go to school. And then Amber's like, well, you know, I have my pedicure lined up, I can't miss it. Please, like, look at Olive. Olive needs you.
Yeah.
And so Millie is gonna say no, like, I have to go, right? But then Olive is like, Mama, to fucking Millie. And Amber is so flabbergasted, so offended that
Did you teach her that?
Did you teach her how to say mama? That's not your mama. And she was just going off on her.
And then it's funny because when she tried grabbing Olive, Olive would turn to Millie and be like, Mama.
Yeah, that's so sad.
It is really sad, but it's like low-key funny.
You know what's so funny? What I find hilarious is the fact that Millie was kind of just like unfazed by that. I don't know. If I were her, I would have been like, damn, now I got to take my daughter. You know?
But Millie's kind of always been like that because she's so scared of going back to prison that she's very aware of the way she reacts and how it will affect like people around her.
Yeah.
But in this beginning of the story, she loses her job, obviously, and you see her go home to an apartment that she owns, and it's small, but the fact that she owns an apartment,
it's huge, but also it's not in a very great neighborhood because she always mentions that, well, she's starting to feel like she's being watched in this moment. And so when she goes to her apartment, I think her boyfriend Brock shows up, and Brock is kind of like, damn, you live like this?
You live like this?
And then I think this is the first time that he brings up like, babe, we've been together for like 6 months. Why don't you just move in with me? I live in such a chill place.
How did you feel about the fact that it kept saying like, oh, and you know, Brock, such a good guy. He's so good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. I don't want to live with him.
I think that Millie really wanted like a normal relationship because she does bring up that. How did you feel that she had a thing with Enzo?
Dude, yes.
I felt conflicted in the beginning because didn't Enzo and Nina have a thing?
No, but it was just like a one-off. It was a one-off. It was I saved your life.
So now you got to give me some
now
of
you're
that.
my wife. No, I think because it even mentioned that like Enzo and Nina had slept together immediately after. Spoiler, I don't know why you're watching the second one if you haven't heard our first. But when husband one was killed.
In the first book, yeah.
Andrew?
Maybe.
Andy.
Yeah, it was Andy.
When Andy was killed, Nina and Enzo just immediately had sex. And it was just kind of like a moment of like, I'm fucking free. That's kind of what it felt like.
Okay.
And then when she moved away, Enzo was like, I stay here. I stay, you go.
Yeah.
And so that's what happened. But then Enzo and Millie, they started this business where they were saving women from their rich husbands that were horrible.
Yeah, because Enzo somehow always knew a guy. Like if you needed IDs, if you needed money, if you needed, I don't fucking know, like just to...
I know a guy.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
To change your identity or something. I don't know. Like he just always knew a guy. Mm-hmm. And so Millie does think of this fondly because she did really love Enzo.
But it's funny because in the first book, I don't know if you remember when Millie was so into Andy, husband one, she was just kind of like, I just need to get it out of my system. Like I can't like him. And so she goes up to Enzo, who at that point of the book was pretending to not know English. Mm-hmm. But she was like, I think flirting translates. And she's just like, so hey. And then I just remember him going like, no.
Yeah, he like went off on her. I thought about that moment too because I was like, wait, I thought you weren't into her. But now he's...
Because they were just hanging out one day eating cheap ass pizza. And he was like, I like this. This? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This is going to stick, babe. And it did. And they dated for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And they moved really quick. I think they were living together from what I remember.
I don't remember if they lived together, but he had to leave because his mom was sick. Mm-hmm. So he had to go back to Italy. And that's basically what's happening in the beginning, that he's been gone for a long time now. Mm-hmm. And so now she's with Brock, and she really wants to make it work because Brock is like a normal dude
she like hella lies to herself because she's like, he's good. He's so good.
Because she's not in love with him. Mm-hmm. I think she just likes the idea of having someone who's not in that world.
Yeah.
Like Enzo was.
I didn't mind Brock at first because he was just a dude.
He was just a guy.
And he really did like her. But I just think that they were so different. Mm-hmm. I don't know. How did you feel though? Because this story, she basically loses her job and she...
With Amber. Because Amber's offended.
Makes a posting on a job app to say like, hey, housekeeper, you know, if anyone needs it, I'm in the area. This is whatever. And so she posts it and automatically gets called by someone named Douglas Garrick. And he's like, hey, I got a house and my wife, she's sick. So it'd be nice if we had just like a little upkeeping a few days a week. And she's like, okay, bet. And she goes and she already feels very uneasy because that same day she went to the house, her psychology class, because she's a social working major, I guess.
So sociology.
Yeah. In her class, they basically told her a story of this woman who was R-worded and how there were like 30 bystanders, but no one did anything.
Yeah.
And she was like, that's crazy. Because if I was there,
she's like, I would fucking do something about it.
I would do something. And then she keeps like, I don't know if you noticed, but she has these moments where she thinks like that. And she's like, but not with violence, but like with words though. Like,
yeah.
Like she always
because she's trying to turn a new leaf. Like she doesn't want violence in her life anymore.
I really liked too that she said that a lot of this change that she was experiencing was because Enzo really pushed her to have a normal life. How do you feel about Enzo? How did you feel about all that?
I was really sad that he wasn't there. I was like, who the fuck is Brock?
I was like, we're just like, wait, this Brock guy? I can get behind this.
No, because I feel like with the way that Freida McFadden writes, everyone's a suspect, And
it's so funny because now when I read Freida McFadden books, I'm like, okay, these are the main characters, but there's going to be a plot twist. But then she's going to plot twist again. So like, who can I really trust?
Yeah, there's always...
Can I fucking trust Enzo? Like, I don't fucking know.
There's always like 2 plot twists.
But the issue in the Garrick's house is the fact that Douglas Garrick is like this really nice ass man, but his wife, who is sick, just never comes out of her room. And he specifically told
Millie not to go into the room. But the way that he did it was very like sus behavior, because she was like, oh, I can just drop off this meal in her room and no big deal, right? Yeah. And he was like, no, it's fine, I can do it. But then she like said something else and she was like, oh, but it'll be really quick, like I can just drop it off. I said no. I already told you no.
Wait, Millie's a little confused.
Yeah.
Aren't I housekeeping?
And then I don't think anything really came to her mind until she saw like a blood stain on one of the clothes.
And it triggered just like, oh shit, I need a help.
Yeah.
And I think it was because she had said like, oh yeah, this tomato paste on a shirt. And even Douglas was like, yeah, tomato paste.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So it's so hard because Millie doesn't want this life, but she also can't just look away from it. So while she's dealing with this, Brock and her are having like relationship issues because all he wants to do is sit down and talk to her about if they're going to move in together and what's her stand on the relationship.
But also because his family is coming to visit and he really wants her to attend this dinner with them. And she's kind of just like, why?
Dude, she hella flakes too.
Yeah, I feel so bad for him, honestly, because like I'm just putting myself in his shoes. If you're like trying to meet up with your partner and they're like, yeah, I'll be there. Oh shit, I forgot to text you that I couldn't be there.
And he was so into her, that fact that like when they would fight, she would know when to say I love you. It's like, oh yeah, that kind of calmed him down.
Because she would never really say it.
And he believed her with everything. With the, oh, I'm sick. And it's like, no, you're not. No, you're not.
Girl, you're not sick. Come on. He just saw you not that long ago.
I know. Yeah, I felt bad for him too because he was always so like, oh, you're not feeling well? It's okay. I'll be here. You don't want me to be there? It's okay. I'll wait.
Yeah. He was really into her.
Yeah, he was.
But what was he doing? He like studied law, right?
Yeah, he was a lawyer. Good for him. Making the big bucks.
You would think that he would be too busy for her, but it was the other way around.
It was the other way around. And it really sucked because she flaked on him so often. I could just imagine him sitting there like, she's coming. This time for sure. So.
Oh, and then also Millie had like a weird neighbor. His name was Xavier. And he would always be very like, I don't know, like watching her, I guess. And then one time he assaulted her, right?
But she got in trouble for it.
Yeah, she got in trouble because I think because the police see that she has a criminal record and they're just like, well, what did you do though?
It was weird though because like Brock kind of drops it. And I think he made a joke about it too. He's like, oh, is he like that? Because, oh, no. It was a different time. But he was just kind of like, oh, that sucks. I hope he's behind bars. Oh, he's not? Oh, that sucks.
Why don't you come live with me?
Yeah, it's perfect opportunity for you to live with me now.
That was so fucking sad how Xavier was. So Xavier was still living in the apartments, right? And then one time Millie was going back home and then she just sees Xavier being dragged out by the police. And then he was like, that coke wasn't mine. Those drugs weren't mine. And she's just like, oh,
I can live here now.
I can stay here now.
And it sucks because Brock was there and he's like, oh.
Yeah, Brock was there like ready to pack her shit.
Oh, yeah.
I felt so bad for him. Like, that is so sad.
It is really sad. But
anyway.
when it came to the Garrick's house, so basically she ends up befriending the wife whose name is Wendy. And Wendy's like, my husband abuses me. And I
but it's also not like she doesn't really have to say it though, because there would be bruises on her and she was super skinny. Like she wouldn't really eat.
No. And so Millie, who is no longer in that life of crime, is like, okay, do you have a friend he doesn't know about? Is there somewhere you can disappear to? Because he was gonna have like a he was gonna go out on a business trip. It's like, yeah, I can help you disappear. Like, I'll get a rental, I'll get a hotel for you, me as the halfway point for whoever is gonna take you, and then you go. And Wendy's like, yes, we're doing this. This is yes, let's do it.
And then she didn't really have any cash, right?
No.
Wendy.
So Wendy goes and then she's good. Like, she's gone.
But Millie has to be the one to check into the hotel. So she puts her name there. And then she is going to leave Wendy there. And then Wendy was supposed to be picked up by a family member, right? Or a friend.
A friend, Fiona.
Oh, yeah.
But I thought it was kind of funny because it was like midnight when she was driving, because she really didn't want to pay the late fee for bringing your rental late. So it was 11:55 and she's like, technically not midnight, so
yeah,
you can't charge me or else you're committing a crime. But she's it's like midnight and she's outside without a rental and she's looking around and she sees that car that she always thinks is following her, and who the fuck walks out?
Oh my god, Enzo walks out. I thought that was crazy.
I really like Enzo, but the fact, I don't understand why he went 3 months of just following her.
Yeah, that's weird. It's because he came out of the car and was like, I'm your bodyguard. And she was like, what the fuck? How long have you been watching me for? I've been back for 3 months. But it's okay because I keep you safe, basically, is what he was trying to tell her.
No, yeah, chill.
If somebody told me that, a restraining order immediately.
Dude, and then he also brought up, like, so what's up with this broccoli bitch?
Broccoli, yeah. Well, you like broccoli now all of a sudden?
Gross. Those are just little trees. But he's like, yeah, what's up with broccoli? The fact that you had that moment at your apartment and he didn't even do anything to stop that Xavier guy.
Yeah.
Like, who do you think planted the drugs there? You're welcome. Enzo out. He always has a mic on him. But she's like, Enzo, we're not together. You know? You don't have to protect me. You need to go live your own life, get a girlfriend and stuff. And he was just like,
I was shocked. When she said, like, go, like, live your life, go do you. Because she was not into Brock. So I really thought she was going to be like, oh, thank God. My placeholder can go now.
I was glad, though, that they didn't make her a cheater.
Yeah, no, me too. But I thought she would have because she had...
Not my girl, Millie.
She had no care in the world for that man.
She's unalived a man, but she wouldn't cheat on a man.
She wouldn't cheat on a man, no. Not yet.
Okay, I'll just leave that one. But her and Enzo have a talk where he's just kind of like, well, you're dealing with this Garrick guy whose wife you just helped get out of town. But you need to realize, because she was telling you that he's dangerous and he sounds dangerous. Like, you need to be really careful because he could be watching us right now. And she gets super paranoid and she goes home and she's like, what the fuck? Like, what am I going to do? And then the next day, I think she's with Brock and they're just about to talk about saying I love you to each other, like both of them. And then she gets a call from Wendy and Wendy's like, he brought me home. I'm home now.
Yeah, basically that he found her. And Millie's just like, what the fuck? How did he find you?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm home now. And so then Millie goes over because I think ¿cómo se llama? Messages her.
Wendy?
Douglas messages her again, is like, oh, we need you here. I need you here tonight.
So something to know is that Douglas would often message her.
Yeah.
Like all on the days that she had to work, he would be like, are you coming? Are you coming tonight? Like just something random like that. And she'd be
very
like,
vague.
Yeah. You know, because she's there to do her job. So that was like just a thing that he would do. So when Millie goes to see Wendy basically finds a gun. And she's like, oh, this is where Douglas keeps a gun. That is so weird. And Wendy's like, you know what? At this point, I don't even care anymore. If I have to shoot this man, I'm going to shoot this man.
Yeah.
And Millie really doesn't want her to because she's just like, you're going to throw your life away if you kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And Wendy's like, well, what else am I going to do?
Yep. Damn, dude. So, on a day where she's called in to come help, I don't remember what happened. Oh, no. It's a day where Douglas calls Millie and is like, we don't need your services anymore. So thank you so much. And
thank you, but
you want some
never.
Was it the Mets ticket part? It's like, thank you for everything. You want Mets tickets?
Yeah, because she would wear a shirt.
That was like a Mets jersey. And she was like, what the fuck? He's looking at me right now. I can't just leave it like this. So she goes to the house and she hears screaming and fighting, I think.
Yeah. And so when she goes to see them, she sees that Douglas is like choking Wendy.
And so Millie runs, grabs the gun, and I
think she was already holding it.
She keeps saying to like, I'm gonna shoot. Like, if you continue to do this, I'm gonna shoot. But in her head, she's like, I really don't want to shoot. Yeah. I don't want anything to happen. And she eventually has to and shoots him, I think, in the stomach.
Yeah.
And he falls down and she's like shocked with herself because she's like, oh shit, that's a lot of blood. Mm-hmm. And when she's gonna go check the body, Wendy instead goes down and is like, oh my God, he's dead.
Yeah.
And Millie this whole time was like, that wasn't enough to kill him. Like, that's what? But she was so in shock. She's like, oh my God, he's dead. And it's like, yeah, Millie, you've done enough for me. I will take the blame. You get out of here. Mm-hmm. And so Millie leaves. But then the next day, Millie's being framed as the prime suspect of a murder case of killing Douglas Garrick.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't even know that man.
So
she has like a clip like, I worked with Douglas.
So in the news coverage, they put up a picture of Douglas Garrick and she was like, I've never met that man before in my life.
Oh yeah, because they don't look the same as the person she worked for. Mm-hmm. So she's like, what the fuck is going on? And Wendy now is like, oh no, yeah, it's her. It's Millie because she's secretly texting my husband off of a burner phone. Look at his messages.
That's what the police tells Millie. When they're questioning Millie, they're framing it like, oh, well then how come you were always messaging him at the middle of the night? And why was it so like, are you coming over? Yes. And then why did you check into that hotel? Were you meeting him there?
Also, why did he call you at like 10 p.m. that one day?
Yeah.
And it's like all of these things. And she's like, what? And it sucks because she called Brock to be her lawyer. And Brock's sitting there like, babe, what? Like you told me he had a stomach bug.
He is convinced that she cheated on him with Douglas.
And then so he asks her like, did you kill this man? Mm-hmm. And she doesn't say anything. And he's like, oh my God. Was everything a lie?
He's like, I should have known.
And she's like, babe, this isn't the right time to tell you, but I also fucking hate sushi. He's like, I don't even know you anymore. So he tells her like, I can't represent you. Mm-hmm. I hope you find yourself a good lawyer.
He shouldn't have even represented her in the beginning, you know?
But he was like, but I'm done with this. Mm-hmm. And he leaves. And so she's like, oh my gosh, I have no boyfriend. I have no one and no home to go back to because I think she was evicted for all the police, right?
Yeah, she was evicted.
That were coming. So then she was like, what the fuck do I do? And so she calls Enzo. And I think it's really sweet because she's just kind of like, Enzo, I need you. And he's like, give me 5 minutes. And then the next line, he was there in 4. Can you imagine like Enzo? Dude, I was such a fan of Enzo. Oh,
yeah. Okay, so let's go to
how you feel about that, man.
Let's go to Wendy's point of view.
Okay.
Because I think you totally skipped around. Because
Yeah.
Millie's point of view ended when she saw the news coverage.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. So with Wendy, and that's something that I love about Freida McFadden is she'll do like a POV switch.
Doesn't it kind of feel though that she wrote it similar to the first one? Like exactly the same? Because in Wendy's point of view, it's like she's writing in her notes app.
Yeah.
Like, this is how you get away with murder.
This is how you get away with murdering your boring ass husband.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 years ago, Wendy goes to like this art exhibit, right? And it's like the theme is like garments.
Mm-hmm.
So she's at the section where there's like sock art. Yeah, calcetines. Yeah. And that's when Douglas Garrick first approaches her. And he starts asking her about the art, like, how do you feel about the art and whatever. And she's kind of just like, not really my thing, I guess. I don't know. She wants to be honest, but not be too harsh because she knows that he's someone who has money. And so he kind of tells her like, oh, well, you know, art is subjective and, you know, to you, this might not mean something, but to somebody else, like it could mean like this, like really big picture. I don't know. And she's kind of like stunned. And he's like, did that sound smart? I don't know.
Does it sound like I care? Because I actually just like the food.
Yeah, no, literally. He was like, I'm just here for the food, honestly. And he starts telling her, like, should I go get you, like, a couple plates? Like, and he brings back, like, hella food. Mm-hmm. And she's just looking at the food like, what the fuck? Mm-hmm. Does he not know that I only eat salads? Like, salads is just my bread and butter. That's all I do.
Because bread and butter
is fattening. That's why.
Yeah. So
immediately Douglas is a character who is really carefree, doesn't give a fuck about like, I guess, the status quo or anything like that. And Wendy is someone who is really like prim and proper and doesn't want to eat anything that's too fattening.
And she craves this life of being able to live with someone who has enough money. And like she romanticizes a lot of it. So she's like, going on a lunch date with my girlies, that's so rich. Mm-hmm. That's so rich.
Yeah.
And so she realizes that this life that she was aiming towards, Douglas doesn't fit any of it. Because he's over here like, let's go to fucking McDonald's. Like, let's go do this. And then
also she doesn't like how nerdy he is.
Yes.
Like, he's too nerdy. And Wendy's kind of just like, I thought he would grow out of it. But he's still talking about Marvel superheroes. Ew.
Yeah. How did you feel when she was like, I don't want to sign the prenup because I love you?
I knew it. I fucking knew that this is where it was going to go. So basically how it was framed was Alex. Mm-hmm. Alex was Douglas's lawyer. And he showed up one day and Douglas was just like, no, Alex, I don't want to. I don't want to sign a prenup. This is love. This right here is love. Mm-hmm. And Wendy is kind of just like, no way, he's going to make me sign a prenup. There's no fucking way. But Alex frames it in a way that's like, well, just in case if something happens, God forbid you guys get a divorce, you still end up with, what was it, 3 million?
10 million.
10 million. You still end up with 10 million. So that's a large sum of money. So just sign the prenup, basically. And she doesn't want to do it because she's like, but don't you love me, Doug?
But even Doug puts his foot down and he's like, we don't get married unless you sign this prenup.
Yeah.
She was like, okay, babe.
Fine.
You got me, but only because I love you.
Only because I love you and I would never do anything to fuck this up.
And so,
So she went out to lunch with a friend and this person just kind of like mentioned Millie's name, right? And it was so funny to me. It's funny because she's so out of touch. Mm-hmm. So she was just like talking to her friend and her friend was like, oh, you know, Millie, the girl who helps the wives who have horrible husbands. And she's like, oh my God, me, I have a horrible husband. Yep. He doesn't want to take me out to dinner. He doesn't want to do this. He doesn't want to do that. He doesn't want to spend on good clothes. And then the friend's like, you know, the husbands who like hurt their wives. And Wendy's like, oh
no, my husband would never.
My husband would never. So I guess she wouldn't help me.
But she keeps that in mind. Mm-hmm. And then, they end up getting a penthouse together.
Because she really wanted it.
Yeah. And he's just over here. Like, she's making him salad because she's like, I noticed he has 2 chins. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
And so then she's like, come on, we have to eat healthy. Appearances matter, whatever. And he's like, I'm going to go get KFC. And I don't care if you come or not. I'm going to go get it.
And he also brings up like, babe, we used to love going to get fast food. And she thinks to herself like, oh, those were the worst years of my life, or the worst year of my life, because that was before they got married. And she wanted to be the cool girlfriend. But after that, she was like, I kind of wish that he would realize that I don't like eating fattening food.
But then she, in the middle of trying to put furniture in her house, she ends up in a furniture company, or like a furniture store, where she meets this dude named Russell.
Yeah.
And she's like, love at first sight.
Because he looks like Douglas, but is fit. And she's like, whoa, I thought it was my husband, but this man is banging.
But this man is also poor.
Yeah, he's poor. And also, he is the husband to someone who works with
Douglas. Maribeth, which is the receptionist.
Yeah.
And so
what are the fucking odds?
So she's just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to risk it all. And so for months, she's seeing Russell. And just, I think she had like an entire week where she didn't go home.
Which is so crazy to me. But then, you know what's weird? Douglas didn't like the penthouse, so he wouldn't really stay in the penthouse. Yeah. He stayed somewhere else. And so, because Russell is broke, Wendy would pay for their dates. And so one time they were eating this like fancy ass meal, and she was going to pay for the date, but the girl was like, your card keeps declining. So,
and she kept trying different cards and they all kept declining. And she was like, fuck, this bitch cut me off. Yeah. And so she goes to confront him, but he confronts her first and is like, you're cheating on me.
Did you really think I wouldn't know?
Yeah.
People see you with him.
Oh, the prenup? You didn't read it? You don't get anything for infidelity.
Yeah.
And she's like, you can't do that to me. That is so, you can't. And he's like, already did.
Also, he let her know that there's cameras in the penthouse.
So she is told basically like, fuck off, but I really hope you the best. So if you want to go to marriage counseling with me, you know where I'm at. But if not, leave my life. Like, I don't care. And she doesn't go to couples counseling, and she stays in that penthouse for a while. All the cameras get taken off.
Because she calls, like, I don't remember what they were. Like, let's just say a camera crew. And they, like, find all the cameras and take them out. And I think that she didn't want to be with Douglas anymore because she was just miserable with him. And she mentions to Russell, like, wouldn't it just be so much easier if he were dead? And Russell's kind of like, so funny. So funny when... Anyway.
Yeah, but she's like, no, we gotta do this shit. So she gets a gun and is like, okay, Russell, you're gonna kill him. I'm gonna call him over to pretend to sign divorce papers, and you're gonna kill him. And then Russell like fucking chickens out, and he's crying in the kitchen while Douglas is in the living room. And so she goes to the living room with the gun and goes like, Russell, you're fucking useless.
Yeah.
And goes over, and then that's when Douglas is like, you know, I wished for us to work. And we can still make it work. And I fucking hate the fact that she just thought to herself, wait a minute. What if it did work with Douglas? What if this is it?
Yeah.
But she doesn't think about it for long because she shoots Douglas and kills him in one shot, I think.
Well, yes, but in between all that, that's when she came up with the plan to involve Millie, because she wanted Millie to take the fall for killing Douglas. And so what she basically did was she had Russell pretend to be Douglas. So the guy who Millie was talking to was Russell. That was who she thought was Douglas. And so what I thought was crazy was that moment when, you know, she was painting on the bruises on her, and she was like, no, to Russell, you have to punch me. You have to punch me, because she's not going to believe it if I don't have like a split lip. Yep. And he's just like, I'm not going to punch you. I'm not going to punch you. But she just starts hounding on him.
You're a little bitch. I can't believe you can't punch me. You can't do anything. You're chickening out.
Like you have made nothing out of your life. Like, you're worthless. Like, she starts going off on him, and he punches her, and he's like starts crying.
Yes. And in Millie's point of view, sorry, I'm jumping a bit, but in Millie's point of view, she's like, oh shit. Anytime something was going on, I never really got to see any of it. And when it came to Douglas's death, when Millie thought she was the one who killed him, was like, I didn't even go check his pulse.
Yeah.
So Wendy over here trying to blame me on everything and is using receipts while in actuality she told Millie to delete all those receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's manipulating the whole situation, and I can't believe that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Where is I going with that? What happens next?
Well, after the reveal that, you know, Wendy was just trying to fuck over Millie is kind of in a situation where she doesn't want the police to find her because she's the main suspect, and they really believe that she was the one who killed Douglas because they think that she was having an affair with him. And so she's with Enzo, and Enzo tells her, you stay here. Please stay here. Don't go out and try to find Wendy. I'm going to go. I don't remember what he was going to go do, but he was going to go off and do something. And the way that the chapter ends, you really believe that she's going to go off and find Wendy because she's like, you know what? Fuck her. She's not going to ruin my fucking life.
But it's funny because Millie just went inside her car and was like, I'm just going to... went inside Enzo's car, stole it, took it to her own apartment, and just slept in the car.
Yeah, but so in in Wendy's point of view, she is like in a cabin with, you know, Russell, the love of her life. And she's just there drinking wine with him. They're kind of just like laughing. No, well, she's laughing. He's losing his mind. He's literally crying. And she's just like, no, you don't get it. Like, I have so much money now. Like, I'm rich. We're rich, babe. But then she gets a call from Alex, who, remember, is Douglas's lawyer. And Alex is, you can tell he's like really heartbroken, really sad on the line. And Wendy is super like apathetic. She's just like, anyway, so when am I going to get my money? And Alex is like,
you didn't hear?
What do you mean your money? You don't have any money. He changed his will. And she's like, what are you talking about? No, that's my money. My 10 million?
Yeah.
You guys didn't get a divorce. What do you mean? What 10 million?
And she fucking loses it. And she's like, I can't believe it. I'm going to sue him. Oh my gosh. And she's walking out of the room and she's like, okay, calm down, calm down. And she sees the bathtub where Douglas is at.
Well, she hears something. She hears she hears a very loud thud.
Yeah. And so when she goes to the bathroom, she realizes that someone has slit
Russell. Oh my God.
Russell's throat. And she's like, oh my God, it's fucking Millie. And this part's so intense because like it's a lightning storm. So there will be flashes of light and you can see Millie standing on one side of the room and then you hear her very quietly going towards her and she's like, oh my God, I'm gonna fucking die here.
But she's like trying to talk to her and trying to reason with her, like, Millie, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm sorry I had to do that for you, but you don't understand how hard it was. It was so hard to be Douglas's wife.
But then I think it's funny how then the lights flash again and she sees that it's not Millie, but it's actually Russell's wife, Maribeth. And then she changes her tune. I never even loved him.
Yeah.
He loved you so much. He would talk about you all the time.
He actually was just talking about how he wants to be with you.
Yeah, crazy.
You didn't have to kill him, girl.
And fucking
Oh my God.
Maribeth makes Wendy write a confession letter and then write that she's going to unalive herself. And then does, basically. Well,
How does she do it again? I don't remember exactly how she... Did she take pills?
Yeah, she took oxydioxin.
Oh, right.
'Cause,
The heart pills.
The heart pills that belong to Douglas. But what we figure out, the plot twist and the plot twist and the plot twist is the fact that Millie lost her shit. And she was like, fuck these people. Enzo, I'm gonna fucking take your car and I'm gonna leave those pills with Maribeth. Tell her what exactly to do and we'll see what fucking happens. So Millie kind of orchestrated this whole murder. And I just fucking... The fact that Millie's like, yeah, don't fucking mess with me though.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I thought it was cute that Enzo went to the police office and was like, she's innocent. Bring me someone. I'll tell anyone.
He's like, trust me, she hasn't killed in a long time. I mean, she's never. She would never. That
Maybe
was me.
like
Wait.
once or like 27 times, but I'm not. She's never done it.
I did most of the killings. I mean,
it was me. It was me.
He's like, take me instead.
But this story basically ends with Millie and Enzo getting back together.
Yeah.
And she's just kind of like, I forget. It's just that the fact that they're moving in together and her and Brock are okay. He's just kind of awkward around her.
Yeah. Well, actually, Brock went off on her the last time.
When was it?
So when Brock found out about the how shady everything looked between her and Douglas, remember, he was like,
Yes.
I don't even know you.
Yes.
Don't contact me.
But I'm talking about when he went to go pick up his stuff.
Oh yeah. When he picked up her stuff,
like, so you seeing anyone? She's all making out with Enzo. What?
no, she asked him if he's seeing anyone,
And then he did the same.
and he was like, nothing serious.
And then out of just like instinct, she goes like, "Okay, see you around." Why the fuck would I say that? Like, I don't want to see this man.
yeah,
But her and Enzo,
live happily ever after. The end.
oh my god. Okay, so tell me, what did you not like about this book?
I love this book. I thought
You
it
did?
was so,
Oh.
yeah, I thought it was so good.
I was so nervous, dude. I love this book so much. I was so in it the whole time. Fucking,
too.
oh my god.
And I agree with Cheli that Freida McFadden's writing is like so easy to like stay with. You know what I mean? Like it has enough drama for you to remain hooked to what's happening.
Yep. So I really enjoyed the fact that, hold on. I really like the fact that these books always end with Millie being like, "You mess with the wrong bitch. You mess with the wrong bitch, you fucking die."
Yeah.
Millie out.
Yeah.
I fucking love that shit. I think that what makes these books so enjoyable is not really understanding what's gonna happen next, because her plot twists are always so so unexpected.
Yeah.
And when I think I got it, I don't. I thought Enzo was evil, because I was like, "Why are you stalking?" Oh no, he's just weird.
Yeah, he just doesn't understand that that's weird.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to expect out of the book, but honestly, like I try so hard not to like think too hard, because I just want to enjoy the plot twist. But I feel like I don't think the Wendy being evil was it like that shocking to me.
Me neither.
But what was shocking was Mary Beth getting involved and was the one who did the murder.
And the fact
Russell.
that Russell kind of just didn't do shit. He had no backbone.
No, he didn't.
He was just fine with it. The fact that he always talked about his wife, even after they had already killed Douglas.
I know. He's so fucking irritating.
A little awkward. I think overall, though, this book was so fucking good. I don't know. I just think we're Freida McFadden girlies.
I think so too. Which, let's be in the fan club.
Yeah.
We should run it.
Freida McBaddies.
Yes. Yes. TM. Don't take that.
We're going to TM that to give it to her, because she deserves it. We need to make friendship bracelets.
But what colors do you think she would like?
The 3 colors
Blue,
of the book.
red, white.
Yeah. And then we all get one. And then when me, you, and McBaddie meet, it's going to be beautiful.
No, I think the colors should be like how we felt. So black, red for the
Rage.
The blood.
Oh, that too.
And blue.
Green for broccoli.
No, definitely not green. Blue.
I really like this book, and I think for me personally, this is another 5 out of 5.
Really? Oh my god!
I love this book.
It was a 5 out of 5 for me too. It was so good. I was in it. I was so hooked. I feel like I finished this one so quick.
And honestly, like, it's really hard having a podcast and being able to read a book that has multiple books in a series, because we have to focus on other reads. So the fact that we did this, I was like, I'm so fucking glad, because I feel like I would not have done this.
No, I wouldn't have either.
And not saying that I wouldn't have liked it. I still would have liked it, but
I feel like you and I always try to have like a schedule going. So I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to deviate from our schedule. But after we got that email, we were just kind of like, we have to prioritize this, because the book is coming out on the 11th.
But I'm so glad you liked this.
I'm glad you liked it. I didn't know how you were gonna feel.
I really liked. I love Enzo.
Yeah.
I was scared you were gonna hate him.
No, I don't hate Enzo. I just feel like I don't love him as much as you do. I think he's just okay.
Oh no, that's fine. I think it's funny that anytime Millie talks about Enzo, it's like, yeah, that fucking sexy ass man. So fucking sexy. I can't fucking handle him. Oh, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. I feel like this has been a really fun journey. The one thing that I thought you were going to hate about this book was the fact that Millie basically manipulated Mary Beth to go off on a killing spree.
I kind of fucking love that though.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you're meant to look
iconic.
I don't think you're meant to look at Millie and be like, that's a perfect woman right there. That's a girl that's
a girl's girl.
Single mom who's got 2 jobs. But the fact that it's just like, I'm fucking angry and I'll do whatever the fuck I want. Yeah. It's just such a like revenge and rage.
Yeah. I love it too. Because I love that it was unpredictable. Because I did not think Mary Beth was going to come back at all. But how did you feel about Wendy's character?
I fucking hated her.
Yeah.
I hated her so much. She never got redeemed. No. And it's funny because even at the beginning of Wendy's POV, she's like, by the end of this, you'll understand me. And it's like, bitch, I didn't. I didn't, actually.
She really thought that we were going to see her as a victim.
She really thought.
Because she had a good husband. I feel bad for Douglas, but at the same time, I feel like he's so dumb. Why did he even stay with her? She didn't like anything about him.
No, she didn't. That being said, though, to everyone who is listening to us in podcast form, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or anywhere you get your podcasts on, thank you so much. If you can if you can leave a rating of 5 stars and a review letting us know what you would like us to talk about next, that would be amazing. But our next episode is going to be another Freida McFadden book. Yeah. So just a warning. If you want to support us and you have a little bit of money, what can they do?
So we do have a Patreon, and at the moment there's not much on there, but if you are interested in showing us love and showing us that you really appreciate the fact that we read so much, you can find us on patreon.com/bookfix. But if you don't want the commitment of monthly, you can find us on Ko-fi, which is ko-fi.com/thebookfix, or buymeacoffee.com/thebookfix.
If you are watching us on YouTube, thank you so much. If you can like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because we post every Tuesday and Thursday. If you want to follow us on social media, we do have an Instagram, Threads, and a Goodreads at the Bookfix Pod, THEBOOKFIXPOD, and we do have a TikTok at the Bookfix, THEBOOKFIX. Also to mention, if you are following us on YouTube, we also post a lot of YouTube shorts. Why don't we read a positive and negative review of this book?
Okay, so this is a 1-star written by Floyd22, and they wrote, I didn't think it was possible that the quality of the writing got worse with the second novel, but it did. It's time I part ways with this author.
Mine is from Rachel, who gave it a 5 out of 5. Dare I say, I like this book more than The Housemaid. Once again, McFadden delivered with some mindless entertainment. If you're looking for a literary masterpiece, it isn't this book. I was kept turning the pages, though, and not seeing all the different twists coming, like I did in her previous books. Once again, yes, there are a few discrepancies that I caught while reading, but who's counting? So I'm going to give this actually a 4.5 rounded up. I will say that I hope we do see Millie again in a 3rd book. I will also be cutting this review short as I plan on doing some cleaning up of my own. Don't know what that means. But okay, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, I'm just going to...
If you close your eyes... you will fall asleep.
Y'all, I'm so tired.
Why are you so tired?
No sleep. I found puppy. Now puppy mine. Have 4 pets.
You have so many pets.
No one ever told me puppies were so hard.
I could have told you that.
By the way, puppy found new home. I don't want it to sound like I got a puppy just to give a puppy away. This puppy ended up in my life.
Yeah.
And now I'm just...
But you found a good home for the puppy.
Thank you. Just like good night. Okay, let's do the next one because I am gonna fall asleep.